everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is my channel Secret Life of a Seamstress, where I love to talk all about sewing and making clothes. I hope you're all doing really well today. So today's video I thought I would do a really nice sort of relaxed few days in my sewing room, and by sewing room I obviously mean dining room because I don't have a sewing room. But in the times when I am sewing, my dining room is kind of transformed into a sewing room. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to say sewing room because I really wish I had one. It's been half term and I'm trying to catch up with a few things now that everyone's gone back to school and everything. And it feels like quite a long while since I've actually sat down and done some proper sewing. I have a few projects that I'd really like to get finished up. In my last few videos, I've been kind of sitting down talking and been doing some quite sort of informative type videos. So I thought for this week, I'd really like to just do a nice, relaxed, sort of cozy sewing video and actually get some sewing done myself. So yeah, thank you for joining me today and I really hope you'll enjoy this video. So I'm feeling very kind of cozy and casual today. So this morning I've already been out and I've been to Pilates, which was really nice because last half term I actually missed a half term where I had hurt my back and I was having some treatment for it and things, but I'm back to it now, so it was really nice to go to that. But on the way out of the Pilates class, didn't have a coat with a hood and it was absolutely chucking it down. By the time I got back to my car I was really wet and when I got home I just had a really nice warm shower and I just wanted to change into something cozy. I don't have to go out again today other than to do the school run, which doesn't actually involve me getting out of the car, so I thought I'm just going to put on something really cozy. So just to let you know what I'm wearing today. Today I am wearing my Olo set by Named Clothing. So this is actually something that I wrote up for the pattern pages in January, I think. So quite a long time ago now, but I will link the blog post down below. I really love this pattern actually. I think it's one of Named Clothing's sort of lesser known patterns, or at least I hadn't heard of it anyway when I came across it on the pattern pages website. So I will just put a picture of the pattern in because I don't have it with me, I've just got the PDF. So the Olo set is a really lovely casual loungewear set. But what I really like about this one is that different to other loungewear sets, that it has the sort of super wide leg bottoms. So you can actually make this set either with a nice sort of curly lettuce hem, and you can make it in a more lightweight fabric, or you can make it in a heavier weight knit and have a nice heavy hem on it so that they hang really nicely, and that's what I've gone for in my set. It's a long sleeve top. You can either make it with a kind of mock turtleneck, or you can make it with a nice v-neck, which I have here. As you know, I'm not really keen on a high neck, so the v-neck suits me perfectly. The top for this set is very oversized. Just beware if you are going to make this. I think I made the smallest size in this and it's still really huge and really long. So this actually, I've got it kind of tucked in here, but it does come down to almost tunic length. So I can actually wear this with leggings as well. So yeah, just kind of bear that in mind if you would prefer to cut it shorter, because I think if I made this set again I would probably cut the top shorter and have it a little bit more cropped, because I think that suits the wide leg style more. But as it is today, I've got it tucked in. I've made this with a really lovely cozy fabric from Mind the Maker. I cannot remember what this fabric's called, but I will link it down below. It's kind of a brushed jersey, really comfy and really cozy. So yeah, I'm feeling very casual and very cozy this afternoon. So today I've got a couple of hours before I need to go out and do the school run, and I really want to get a project finished that I have had in my sort of in progress basket for so long, and that is the NYX blouse by Closet Core Patterns. So this is the NYX pattern. It's by Closet Core Patterns. You can make it as a lovely 1970s style Stevie Nicks dress, like a hippie sort of 70s style maxi dress. Nice big billowy sleeves, a v-neck and lots of tiers. Or you can make it as this really nice blouse with a peplum here. Another option that I do really want to try. Or they haven't got this on the cover, but there is a version C, which is a much more plain blouse. It has a nice faced v-neck, a back yoke that's finished with a burrito method, and then you can make it either with long sleeves or short sleeves. So I have had this half made in my basket for absolutely ages. I found this remnant of art gallery rayon in my sort of fabric stash over the summer when I was doing a little clear out, and thought I really must use it. And I started to make version C of the pattern, just a plain blouse with a v-neck, and I only had enough to just get some short sleeves out of the fabric. So as it is at the moment, I've done the burrito method, I've put the front and back together, and I've done the v-neck with the facing inside. So I'm just onto the sleeves now, and all I need to do really is just do the side seams, the hem, and put the sleeves in, and then I'll be done. So that is my project for this afternoon, to try and get this blouse finished. And I'm going to kind of call it work and make me feel a bit better about having this nice sewing afternoon, because I'm actually writing up a blog for the pattern pages again, actually. Total coincidence, I'm actually wearing something that I wrote up for them, and I'm going to be doing some work for them this afternoon. But yeah, my next blog for them is actually going to be a written tutorial of how to set in a sleeve. And it just so happens that I'm up to the point in this blouse where I am about to set in the sleeves, which is really handy because I can just photograph what I'm doing while I'm doing this and then write up the blog. So that will be a really good thing to get done this afternoon, and I will finally have this blouse done as well, which will be really nice. And then later on in the week, I have a couple of other sewing projects as well. I have started my winter coat now, which is really exciting. I've been sewing that up over the weekend and managed to get quite a bit of that done. So I will show you that tomorrow, and I'll be able to talk you through what I'm doing with that. So yeah, just hoping for a really nice, relaxed, sewy week this week. So I'm done now. It's just gone really dark. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but the clocks went back at the weekend, so we get dark here in England now at about 4 p.m, just after the kids come in from school, and it feels so early. And I'm forgetting now that you just kind of lose light at this time of day. So when you are sort of filming and taking photos and things, the light just goes so quickly, so you have so much less of the day to do that kind of thing. So I'm going to have to be more organised and get all my photo taking and filming and stuff done in the morning. So I hope that the lighting isn't too bad. I don't look too awful at the moment. Anyway, I have finished my NYX blouse. Here it is. So I managed to get the sleeves in and hemmed it and everything, and yeah, it's all done finally. I'm so pleased that that's done because it's been staring at me from that basket for so long. I cut this out at the end of the summer holidays, and then I kind of sewed a little bit here and there and just kind of forgot about it. So I'm really pleased to have that done, and I think I got all my photos taken that I needed to for my Pattern Pages blog as well. So that's my sewing for today. Sewing project 1 completed of what I'm hoping to achieve this week. Tomorrow I'm hoping for some coat sewing time. I'm not expecting to finish my coat by any means tomorrow, but it would be really nice if I managed to get a good chunk of sewing time to get on with that. So I will catch up with you tomorrow and talk to you all about that. I was planning to leave my sewing machine out tonight and just see if I felt like doing any coat sewing tonight, but I will see. I'm just not good at sewing in the evening at all. I think I'll probably end up just knitting on the sofa. And I have started a new knitting project now, so I will also talk to you about that tomorrow too. So yeah, I will catch up with you tomorrow. everyone, and welcome to the next day. It's now Thursday. So as predicted yesterday, I did not do any sewing in the evening. I just sat and did a bit of knitting. The evenings just seemed to run away with us, really. So yeah, no sewing done last night, but I am all set up and ready to go for as much sewing as I can get done today on my coat that I've been working on. So I spoke to you recently in a recent video about the kind of coat that I was looking to make for this season, and I had two patterns in mind. I was between a simplicity pattern and the Style Arc almond coat. So the style I was going for was kind of between a sort of overcoat style and a trench coat style. I've seen a few images around on Pinterest that I had liked, and a lovely coat in Reese that I was ogling over, and I wanted to kind of make something somewhere in between. So the pattern that I decided to go for in the end was this simplicity pattern, because I thought that suited the style that I was going for a little bit more than the Style Arc almond coat. So I have been working on this slowly since the weekend actually. Got it all cut out and ready to go on Saturday. I did a little bit of sewing on Sunday, and I managed to make quite a good amount of progress actually. So over half term, I'd really planned to kind of get some slow sewing done wherever I could really. I just found that I was really lacking in motivation to just get started with anything. And sometimes I feel as though that happens when I haven't got anything cut out. So on Saturday afternoon, I forced myself to cut this coat out. I had cut the pattern out a couple of days before, and that took absolutely ages on its own, and I knew that cutting out the fabric for the coat was going to be a really big job, so I just sort of allowed myself a couple of hours on a Saturday afternoon and just got it done. And as usual, as soon as that was done, I just could not wait to get started sewing with the coat. I don't know what it is about cutting out, it just really puts me off of getting on with things. Anyway, that's all done now, and so yeah, let me talk about the pattern before I waffle on. So this is Simplicity 8796. So it has quite a few different options to it. It's kind of a, I don't know what you describe this coat as. Let me know in the comments if this has a particular kind of style. I'm just going to call it an overcoat. But it's kind of a traditional style coat, I guess, but there are a few different options to it. So the option on the sort of cover image has this side tying belt, so it just ties to the side. It has a flat collar and then some lapels on the front as well, and it comes down to around just below knee length. So you can make that option. And then there is option C, which is a little bit more of a plain style coat. This one just buttons with one single button to the side, and then there are some side pockets. Or you can make option D, which is a little bit longer in length. It has a tie belt to it and some patch pockets. So after a little bit of thought and deliberation, I decided to go for version C because the length in version C was much better for me than version D. I do want the coat to come up quite long, but version D literally would have come to the floor on me. So going with option C still gave me quite a lot of length, and I think if I've measured correctly, it should be just about right. So I've gone for option C. On the lady on the pattern, it's just below her knees. I think it will be a little bit longer on me, so that will be perfect, I hope. So I had planned to do patch pockets on the coat. I'm not doing patch pockets now, I'm just doing side pockets, but I am going to add the tie belt from version C and put it onto my version. So I've kind of mixed and matched between version C and version D. I'm not going to do any fastenings on the coat, I'm just going to have it tie up with the belt. So in terms of the fabric that I'm using, I'll just show you again the fabric. So this is part of the sleeve that I've cut out. It's the easiest way to show it to you. So this is a lovely coating fabric that I picked up from the Knitting and Stitching show. It's from Lily Fabrics. I haven't found this fabric to be able to link it for you yet. I will just check their website again to see if it's listed, but I wonder if it was just a special that they had for the show. If they have, then that's a real shame, because I know a couple of people asked about this. It's a really lovely fabric and I'm finding it really nice to work with. It's different, I think, for me anyway, in that it's kind of knitted on the back, so it does have a little bit of very slight stretch to it, but on the front I think the man told me that this was a wool, polyester and something else blend, so it's a sort of a blended wool coating fabric. So I will show you as best I can how far I am along with the coat. So I have pretty much done the shell of the coat, And I am now onto the sleeves. So let me try and show you. So I've got the undercollar in here. The undercollar sewn into separate parts. And then the front part of the coat, so the two actual front pieces, it does have a front facing obviously as well. But the front pieces have this nice dart here, so it kind of brings it in under the collar. And that is all kind of sewn as one piece when you put the undercollar in. So that took me a little while to get my head around what the pattern was trying to get me to do. It's different for me to be using one of the big 4 patterns actually. I haven't used one of these patterns for so long. And to be doing it with a coat is quite different, because obviously the instructions in these kind of patterns are a little bit more minimal sometimes, aren't they, than what we're used to with our lovely indie patterns. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I've done the centre back seam. Gosh, so hard to show you. So it has a centre back seam, the 2 front pieces. I've sewn in the pockets, and if I just show you the pocket, I'll be able to show you the lining fabric that I'm using. So that's my pocket with the lining inside, and I'm lining the coat with this lovely Atelier Brunette viscose crepe fabric. It took me a while, as it always does, to decide on a lining, but in the end I decided on this one because it does have a little bit of a sort of pinky taupe colour in it, if you can see that, and I thought that blended really nicely with my actual coat fabric. So yeah, the shell of the coat's done, the undercollar is done, the pockets are done, and the side seams. So next I need to do the belt carriers, and then I'm on to the sleeves. I'm a little bit nervous about the sleeves because they do have a bit of a placket to them. And when I first looked at the instructions, I couldn't quite make sense of them. So that's going to be an interesting part of today. But my aim is, if I can, I would really like to get the sort of the rest of the outer coat done, so that I then just need to do the lining. We'll see how we go. I really don't want to rush with this coat. I really want to take my time with it and just enjoy the process. So yeah, we will see how we get on. So oh, another thing I meant to mention was that actually this pattern does have petite measurements in it. So you can actually shorten the coat a little bit. It gives you the measurements to do that. But because I wanted it a little bit longer, I left the length as it was. The other thing I changed was that I was a little bit nervous that there wasn't much room around the armhole. So at the side seams and when I do the sleeves, I'm just taking a 1 centimetre seam allowance rather than a 1.5 centimetre, just to give me a little bit of extra room. When I tried this on with a big thick jumper, there wasn't that much room there. I think it'll be okay, but I don't think it'll be that roomy. But I think when I'm wearing something a bit more sort of lightweight, it will be fine, if you know what I mean. But before I start sewing, I'll just quickly share with you what I'm wearing. So today I have actually got on one of my Megan Nielsen Jara sweatshirts. This is actually one of my favourite ones. It's dragging down with the microphone at the moment. But the neck is the funnel neck version of the Jara sweatshirt, so it's lovely and cosy. I really like this jumper actually. It's one of those where when I first made it, I had a couple of disasters with it and I didn't know how I was going to get on with it. But actually it's probably one of my most worn Jaras, and it's in this kind of knitted jersey fabric, which I really like. It's really nice and cozy. The only thing I'd say about it is that it has bobbled quite a bit, so I'd really like to get one of those de-bobbling things. I need to order one of those from Amazon or somewhere actually, so I can go over this and just give it a bit of a shave. It's a bit of a shame really, because this fabric wasn't cheap. This was another one that I got from the Stitching Show actually, and yeah, it was quite pricey, so I'm a bit sad that it has bobbled like that. Nonetheless, I am feeling quite cozy in this today. So let me catch up with you in a bit and let you know how I'm getting on. progress. I've got most of the sleeves done now. So this is what it looks like from the inside, and I've done the sort of overlapping bits, which you probably can't see. I'll turn it to the right side so that you can see what it will look like, if I can do that without disturbing the pins. So we've got the upper and lower sleeve, and then the bottom of the sleeve has this kind of overlapping bit which doesn't actually open. It's like a fake overlap. So I do need to hand sew 2 buttons on. I'll just show you. So this is the sort of cuff bit, and then inside it's finished with a nice mitered corner. And then that overlaps like that, and then you sew some buttons onto it just for decoration. So in a way, I don't really know what the point of that is. I guess you could have it opening, probably just for decoration, I suppose, but you can't really notice it. You can't notice the, you know, the cuff bit when it's sewn together. So it seems to me as though you could have just sewn buttons on for decoration and had it straight. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something there, but anyway, that was fun to do, and I'm glad I managed to figure out what I was supposed to be doing there. So there is a little bit of hand sewing to do now. I need to catch the hem up, and I need to just catch that cuff together and then sew on my buttons. So I'm going to have a little bit of lunch and have a break and sit and do that for a while, and then I'll be at the stage where I need to insert the sleeves into the coat. So I did try on this sleeve with my jumper on that I've got on today, and it is going to be, it fits, but it's going to be a fitted coat, if you know what I mean. So it's not going to be the oversized kind of coat that I originally thought I might want, which I think is okay, because as much as I might like oversized style, it doesn't always suit me being quite small. Anyway, I thought I'd just quickly share with you what I've been knitting. So I have finished my Whitmore cardigan now, and it just needs blocking. At the moment I'm struggling for blocking space, so what I normally do is actually put all my blocking boards out on our bedroom floor and just lay the garment out there for a few days to dry, because I want to soak block this. But at the moment our bedroom is full of stuff basically that we need to sort out, and I just don't have any floor space anywhere that I can actually lay my boards out that isn't sort of used or a high traffic area, if you know what I mean. So that's a bit of a shame, and I can't even lay it on the dining table really, because obviously we'll use that for eating. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. So I can't really block that until we sort the bedroom out. So that is waiting to be done, and I'm not going to show it to you yet because at some point this month I'd really like to film a make-to video, so I'm going to save it for that video, but I am really pleased with it. So I was looking for another knitting project to do, and I really want to knit the Rowan cashmere beanie that I mentioned a couple of videos back, but I haven't actually managed to bring myself to buy that yarn yet because it is quite expensive. Obviously it's a cashmere yarn, and it's pretty much around about 30 to 35 pounds a ball. So I haven't bought that yet, but I really needed something to knit because I just can't be without anything to knit. I'm sure you know the feeling if you are a knitter. And I had a couple of balls of wool left over from my Whitmore cardigan, so I had a look in my Rowan books. The yarn that I had been using for the Whitmore was a Rowan Kid Classic, that's the right one I think, and I have got a book with lots of those patterns in, so I had a look to see if I could find a hat in there. So at the moment I am knitting this hat here, which is just a really nice ribbed knit or rib pattern beanie hat, nice and easy, and I'm really enjoying knitting that, and it's nice to sort of use up the yarn that I had. This is where I am with it at the moment. It's knitting up quite quickly actually, because you do it on 5.5 needles, so it obviously is quite thick, and it's a really nice rib pattern to do, so I'm quite enjoying that. I'm almost at the stage now where I need to shape for the crown, but I'm a little bit nervous. I just want to make sure that I've got the length right, because I did knit a hat from this book last year and it turned out a little bit short, so I might add a couple of centimetres onto the length before I shape for the crown, just to make sure I've got enough length there. So that's what I'm knitting at the moment. I think I am going to invest in that yarn, because even though it is expensive, I only need one ball, and sometimes it's just nice to knit something nice, isn't it? I'm going to have some lunch, do that hand sewing, and then I will try and carry on. I'm finished with my sewing for today. I'm so pleased with where I got to. I managed to get both sleeves sewn in, and that felt like a bit of a big thing for me because, as I say, I was a little bit confused about the cuffs when I first read through the pattern, but it wasn't half as bad as I thought it was going to be in the end. So that's what the cuffs look like now that I've kind of hand stitched them down and put the buttons on. I've just gone for these shell buttons. The job lot that I brought from Amazon are still coming in handy, but I just feel as though they go with everything. And I really liked how they looked, and I didn't want anything too big and statement. I wanted them to look quite understated, so I think they work well. So yeah, both sleeves are in now. I'm going to pop upstairs and just try this on now and see how it's looking, and I'll pop a little video in of how it's looking as well so that you can see. But yeah, as much as I'm excited to get on and finish this coat now because I've just got the facings and the lining to do, I am going to stop here because I'm really enjoying sewing this slowly and just taking my time and taking it stage by stage and just enjoying the process, and I feel as though I'm making a much better job of it that way as well. So yeah, so I'm going to leave that for today. But before I go, I just wanted to share with you what I've been reading at the moment because I'm really enjoying the book that I'm reading. And that is this one, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I hope I'm saying that right. So this one, probably a lot of you have read this because I know it's a really popular one on Goodreads and things like that. So this one I actually brought back in the summer. I was going to take it away on holiday with me to read, and I didn't reach for it straight away because I did that thing you should never do, and I completely judged this book by its cover. I bought it because I knew it was quite a popular one, but the cover and the blurb actually put me off a little bit because it's actually kind of about computer games and computer game programming and coding and things like that, which are just things that are not normally interesting to me. But anyway, last week I picked this up and I started reading it and I could not put it down. It's such a lovely read. It's such a good book. And I did say on Instagram actually when I was talking about this that I'm enjoying it so much, but I just can't really explain why. It's just written so well, and you really get to know the characters, you really identify with them, and you really root for them as well. It's just really, really lovely. I'm really enjoying the story as well. And it's quite interesting to find out a little bit more about what goes into computer game programming and things like that. Yeah, I really highly recommend this book. I've got about 20 pages more to go, so I'm really hoping to finish it tonight or at least by the weekend. So I thought I would share that with you because I know a lot of you like to read as well. Let me know if you have read this book. I'd really like to know what you thought. Okay, so that's me for today. I'm going to tidy up, dash down to school, try my coat on, and hopefully catch up with you again tomorrow for a bit more sewing. Morning everyone, it's the next day now, it's Friday. So this morning I've been to pick up our food shop and then I went to have my nails done, so that was a nice treat. I just went for this nice neutral colour, if you can see that. It's like a French polish but without the white tips, and I really like this one. I'm kind of addicted to having this one done now. I keep having it sort of just done and redone because I really like it. It just feels really sort of unfussy and it's just nice and it goes with everything and it feels like tidy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying having that polish on at the moment. So even though today is going to be a bit of an in and out kind of day, running around everywhere, I do have a little bit of time here and there, and I thought I would use that time to try and sew up something else that I have been meaning to make for a while, and that is another Agnes top. So here is the Agnes pattern. I'm sure you have seen it before. It's the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top. It's one of my favourite t-shirts and it's a really good one for layering. And actually I am wearing an Agnes t-shirt underneath my big cardigan today. So it's just the short sleeve version with the scoop neck and none of the sort of tucks or anything, and it's made from a white point-out jersey, and I just find this t-shirt so useful. Yeah, so one of my jobs for a while has been to make another couple of these t-shirts, especially for the autumn and winter time, because as I say, they are just really good for layering. So yeah, Agnes top pattern, I'm sure you've seen it before. And I have this stripy rib knit fabric, which I picked up in the John Lewis sale quite a while ago now. And yeah, I've just been meaning to get around to making a nice long sleeve stripy t-shirt from this one. What I'm planning to do today is get this cut out and then just sew it when I have time. So I'm going to leave it set up through the day, and I'm going to conduct a little experiment with myself, and I'm going to time how long it actually takes to make this top. I will be doing it sort of in broken up sections throughout the day, but I'm really interested to see, without rushing, how long it would actually take me to sew an Agnes t-shirt from start to finish. And the reason I'm doing that is just because, not to rush, but because I want to know how long it will actually take me, because sometimes I really get overwhelmed with the thought of sewing, thinking that things are going to take me ages, when actually if I do have an hour or a couple of hours here and there, sometimes you can actually whip up a t-shirt in that time, because if you're used to the pattern, which I am with the Agnes top, I've made it so many times, it's quite a quick process really, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really interested to see. So for my last sewing day this week, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I will let you know as I'm going how long each stage takes, because I thought that might be just nice and fun to do. As I say, I'm not going to rush, so don't worry. This is supposed to be a slow sewing week, but I'm just seeing what I can fit in here and there. So I hope that will be interesting. So yeah, we'll see if I get this top done by the end of the day. Agnes top is all finished and done. That took me just under an hour, and I did have a couple of stops to do a couple of things as well. So I'm really pleased that I managed to get that done today as well, and it's given me a good idea of how quickly I can get things done when I do get with them. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed being with me in my sewing/dining room for the last few days, getting a few things done. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing for more sewing content. Have a lovely day, everyone. Take care, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye.